Well, hello again, everybody. It's Chris here from the Whistle Stop Cafe in Mirror, Alberta. So I have a very important thing to talk about tonight, and that is the current signature collection to trigger a referendum on Alberta independence. Now, the reason why this is so important is because, well, I mean, obviously, this is very likely the single most important thing that an Albertan can do in their lifetime. You are determining the fate of the area in which you live. You are determining whether we are going to continue following the Canadian managed decline or we are going to become the most free and prosperous, highest GDP jurisdiction on the planet. It's your choice. During my time speaking at independence meetings and groups, I've been all over the place. I've talked to all sorts of people, and I've learned a lot about our Constitution, about our province, about our country, about who I am, about what my rights are, all of these things. And I've come to the conclusion that Alberta independence is necessary and inevitable. 100% it is. Right now, we're actually in the signature collecting phase to trigger a referendum on Alberta sovereignty. That is huge. During my time in this movement, I've encountered all sorts of different people. I've encountered people that say, we want out now. I've encountered people that say, well, you know, I would like that, but it'll never happen, and we just need a new government. I've encountered people that say, we have to do these things first, otherwise we're going to fail. I've encountered very few other people who do this and they say, never, no way, you're a traitor and you should be hung. They said well hung. I don't know why. It's weird. Like hanging is hanging, right? Anyway, I've met all sorts of people. Now, something occurred to me. Another group of people that I've met are the people who say to me, oh, you know what? I really support this, but I can't say anything about it. I really support an independent Alberta, but I'm worried that if I say anything, I'll lose my job, or my neighbors will hate me, or my family won't like me. You get a vote. And that vote is private. Nobody has to know the way you vote. I'm fine to be on a podcast and tell the world that I want an independent Alberta. I'm fine to go stand in a lineup for 3 hours outside, which people are doing right now, by the way, to put my name on a piece of paper that says I want a referendum on Alberta independence. You might not be. You might be one of the dozens of people that have sent me messages saying, I want to sign, but I can't be public. It's your time. This is your time. You closet separatists are going to make the difference. Now, why is 1 million signatures so important? When we collect 1 million signatures or more to trigger this referendum, we only need 177,000. When we get 1 million, how is that going to make people feel? That's going to completely shift the narrative. It's going to change the conversation. It's going to move the idea of an independent Alberta from a taboo subject talked about behind closed doors to a real thing where a huge group of people agree that we need to be sovereign. And that is going to embolden others to stand up and speak out. And this is going to be like a snowball effect. The more people that join this movement, the more people will join. When people know that there's people standing with them, when they know that they're not just a small fringe minority with unacceptable views, they will show up. With the signature collection, there's going to be all sorts of nasty business coming from the opposing side. They're going to try and cheat and lie and steal and demean, and they're going to call you all of the names in the book. They're going to call you the ist or obes or whatever. They're going to say the white nationalist separatists, blah, blah, blah. All sorts of crap like that. They're going to try and make you feel like if you're believe in an independent, free Alberta, that you're some sort of a traitor or low human or not human at all. They're going to spin the narrative that people that believe in an independent Alberta are so inhuman that they should just die or be ejected or deported or stripped of their citizenship. They're going to pull out all the stops. But when we show up and we get that 1 million signatures plus, it's going to be a whole different story. Much different story. So if you're one of those people that are wondering, how do I do this without being public? We will come to you. We will be everywhere. There are canvassers signing up like you wouldn't believe. We're going to have permanent signing locations all over the province. And we will go to where you are. If you're in Mexico, I will gladly have somebody buy me a plane ticket so I can go. Just kidding. Can't do that. Actually, we can do that. If you have a trip to go on, you should sign up as a canvasser. And while you're in that other place, say you're in Puerto Vallarta or Cancun or whatever, and you meet with Albertans and they have their proper ID and they're valid electors and they're eligible to sign, you can collect their signatures there. If you're a closet separatist and you don't want anyone to know, you can invite one of your friends over for coffee. And in the privacy of your own home, you can add your name to the list of Albertans who believe in a free and independent Alberta. And nobody will ever know about it unless you want them to, because your information is private. Every canvasser, this is not a law, by the way, it's not a rule from Elections Alberta. Every canvasser with the Stay Free Alberta campaign must sign an NDA, and they are not allowed to share information with anybody. It's illegal. Once this is done, the ballot or the petition sheets are destroyed. Nobody keeps the names. Nobody keeps the lists. It is a huge fine. I think it's like $500,000 for an individual and $1 million for a business if anybody does any funny business with the names. If anybody goes and decides they want to try and read somebody else's information on the sheet, that's a $5,000 fine minimum. No, that's the harassment fine. I think it might be a $50,000 fine. Tampering with these documents is a huge fine. So you can rest assured that your information will be private. But that means that you get to exercise your democratic right to use your voice. And right now, you might not feel like you can use your voice because you're scared of what those wackos, the opposition wackos, will say or do to you. You might be scared that they'll try and get you canceled or fired from your job. So do it in private. And don't let anybody ever take your voice or make you think that you can't take control of your future and have a say because they might get mad. When all you closet separatists put your names on those papers and your names are counted with the rest of us who are public, and we come out, we say, well, we collected 1.1 million signatures or whatever it is, there will be somebody who gets in front of this parade. There will be a leader. There will be somebody that says, this is the will of the people. I will pursue the will of the people, and I will work towards an independent Alberta. And it's going to blow your minds. I hope you understand how blessed we are to be able to do this. We are one of the very few places in the world that has an opportunity to control our destinies in this way. Many other places, many other countries have had to do things like this, and it's been violent. They've had to fight and bleed for their independence. The United States, our closest ally and our best friend, no matter what Mark Carney says and Doug Ford, Americans had to bleed and die and give up their children on the battlefield to be independent. And it was only 30% of them that started that movement. They bled for freedom. We get to give our time and sign a piece of paper and share, hopefully, with our friends and neighbors why we must be independent. Our job in the next year is to make sure that the decisions we make in the next 6 to 12 months are the right, educated decisions, not based on emotion and forward thinking, so that when we're gone, we know that what we leave behind is the best possible outcome for those that come after us. That should weigh very, very heavily on you. And if you're one of the people captured by an emotional response to this, and you say, never, traitors, I love the flag, I love this, I love that, you need to stop and think. You need to set your emotions aside and decide, are you making a decision that's justified? Or are you thinking with that thing in your chest that will deceive you? The Bible says your heart will deceive you. You need to use your brain. You use your brain to think about these things. And I guarantee you, if you do that, you will come to the conclusion, just like I did, as a Canadian who loves my country, by the way, that Alberta independence is not only necessary, it is inevitable. And the sooner we do it, the sooner we start building the greatest country in the world. Good night.